software, but first and foremost, I'm a product manager. I'm a little bit geeky and I love to build all kinds of things, web apps and whatnot. So one of the things I do with my co-founder, we built ProdPad, which is product management software, and with a couple other folks, we also run Mind the Product, which is a bunch of events and a great kick-ass blog for product people. But not here to talk to you about that. I'm actually here to tell you something very important. JFDI. Who here has actually heard this term? Yes, we know somebody here has, definitely. And I love this term, and this is kind of how I like to live my life as much as possible. Just freaking do it, is what I say. Depending on my mood, really. And really, it's a mindset and it's an attitude towards how you really live your life and how you approach things. So a few bits and pieces, words of advice. Do things that scare you. Personally, I'm afraid of heights. I mean, I'm okay with heights. If I'm on a tall building or bridge and I'm looking over, that's okay. Because I'm not falling, right? It's the falling part that scares me. So, one day, a bit of a whim, a bit of a dare, really. I jumped out of a plane. And people have seen me bungee jump or do little rides that make you fall like that. I hate those things. So I did the big one. I jumped out of a plane just to see what happened. And fortunately, I was strapped to somebody. I lived. It was great. And it reduced my fear a little bit. And it's something that I'd actually recommend everyone does. And something I'd do again in a second. Do something big. Myself, when I grew up, when I was growing up, I was living in Canada, and everything I knew about the UK, I don't really like, because I used to come visit my family who's up in Derby at Christmas time. So my experience of England, this whole island, was Derby in December. And so, when it came around to the, kind of grew up and realized that there's something probably interesting going on in London. And so, one day, a little bit of a dare to myself and a little bit of a whim, I quit my job, I sold my house, I gave away pretty much everything, got the paperwork sorted, and I came to London. And that was about 5 years ago now. And so it's the biggest thing, I guess I can say, I've done in my life. And it was absolutely life-changing, and I'm so glad that it was something that I, took that chance to do. So, JFDI, just did it. And one of the things that I love about London is that everyone in London is from somewhere else. No one there is actually from London. They all have this great story. It's this cat. He's getting absolutely loved by everyone around him, and that's how I feel when I'm in London, because everyone else there is an expat like me. And also, same thing with the entrepreneurial scene. It's easy to start your own business if everyone around you is building some cool business. It doesn't seem so scary when you've got amazing people around you who do these risky, amazing things, and you go, yeah, I could do that too. I totally quit my job and going to start my own thing as well. Really made a difference surrounding myself with people like this. Own your failures. And my point on this is, if you JFDI all the time, you are going to fail, you are going to fall over. This reminds me a little bit about, when I was learning to ride a bike as a kid. And according to my mom, I'd fall off often enough. I don't have great balance. I'd end up in the ditch, and I'd get up and I'd look at my bike in the ditch, and I'd say, I meant to do that. And so really, it was a matter of just owning up to it and saying, yes, I did try something, I did screw up, I did that, whatever. I'm going to learn from that and try it again and see what happens and see if I can do it better the next time. Don't be afraid to go your own way. Try to find yourself a buddy, somebody who's a little bit crazier than you, who can kind of egg you on. And if you can't find somebody like that with just the right amount of crazy, don't worry, you're actually crazier than you think. And so follow your gut, trust your gut, and don't be afraid to do things on your own. So myself, one of the things I did when I moved to London was I realized that, hey, we've got a buttload more vacation time than we ever did in Canada, so lots of weekends off. And we're, right next to 5 different airports that you can fly to, and for less than the cost of a dinner out, you can get to any city. So I would do a bunch of weekend breaks and whatever, just go see whatever city I could afford to that weekend by myself, and just meet people and explore the city and try the food and get lost and realize that I don't know other languages at all. It was great. One of my favorite trips ever was a trip to Japan. I was supposed to go with a buddy, and we had it all arranged, and then the tsunami hit, and my buddy chickened out. He was like, I'm not going. I hear there's like radiation and water and all sorts there. So I went and took advantage of the cheap flights. And I turned out in Japan and stayed there for 10 days by myself and just kind of rocked it. It was great. And it was this absolutely life-changing thing that I wouldn't have said, oh, I'm going to go to Japan by myself. It was crazy, but, you know, pulled it off and realized I know very little about Japan. It was great. You know, get excited and make things. You know, everyone here probably has some sort of pet project or thing that they want to do. You know, don't be afraid of how terrible your first prototype's going to be. Mine was terrible. I hacked it together. I don't even code. And, you know, kind of learned enough to show off that I could build something and build on it from there. You know, if you want to write a book, write a summary of it, write the first chapter. Talk to somebody who works in a book publishing company and find out what the first steps are. You'd actually be surprised to find out that the first steps take you a long way towards building something quite big. So just get excited and start doing something. That's what weekends are for. Great. So, you know, I always say that luck is where, well, this is a big saying, that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You know, you guys have the opportunity. You're here in Brighton. You guys have more opportunity than most people on the planet. There's no reason why you shouldn't have the freedom and the ability to go out there and do something crazy and have fun with it, really. And so this whole JFDI attitude is really just preparation that allows you to see those opportunities and leap on them when they come. So you have the opportunity, just be prepared, have the attitude, and go for it. Just freaking do it.